Hi, welcome to this week's mindset video. This week I want to talk to you a little bit about praise. There's many different ways to praise our children, and some of them are, I don't want to say necessarily better than others, but some of them are more meaningful than others. And while there's really nothing wrong with any sort of praise, it's positive reinforcement, I just want to give you a quick tip to help make sure that you're instilling some of the more meaningful praise and praise that promotes a growth mindset in your child instead of the more superficial type of praise, which we all do as parents, but I'll distinguish those for you real quick. So usually it's our tendency to give kind of quick, generic, or subjective praise to our children. Things like, good job, well done, I love it, it's beautiful, referring to maybe a picture that they've colored or something like that. Nothing wrong with this at all. But if it is vague, if it's not specific as to the details, or if it is that subjective form of praise where we're expressing our own personal opinion about it, this can have the tendency to leave children without specific takeaways for the basis of the praise, or also to send them the message that the end goal is to please us. And so instead of it being about their accomplishments or achievements, or it becomes more about making us happy if this is overdone. And some children have a tendency to internalize that more than others. That's very personality based. But there is a more meaningful way that you can provide praise to your child, and by just focusing on two key aspects of whatever it is that you're praising them about. So I'll share that with you. You want to try to notice specific details and call out specific qualities having to do with either the content of what it is that they've done or with their effort. And that's the one I think that is most underused, is really focusing on a child's effort rather than subjective observations like, that's beautiful. So I'll give you some examples. If your child's painted or colored a picture, you, instead of saying, oh, that's beautiful, I love it, you can say, wow, you have used such bright colors, or you've chosen, primary colors here, and that's a very bold color choice. And then you can also insert the subjective praise there as well. If I think that that's beautiful, or I think that works, those colors work really well together. But you've pointed out a specific thing, and not only does that then add to the vocabulary that you're giving your child, but you're telling them why. Like, we all like to know when we do something well, we all like to know exactly what that was. And so you're giving them something specific to hold on to and to notice about what it is that they did that is working there. And then the other side of this coin is to praise their effort. So sometimes this works especially well when they haven't necessarily been successful at something. For instance, some children, when they're coloring a picture, like, some don't care about coloring in the lines at all, but some do. They may have colored a picture and not be happy with the result. And you want to praise it anyway, but you don't necessarily want to give them false praise either. Like, children are the best detectors of false praise in the world. So if they're not happy with the end result, maybe they're trying to build an enormous block tower and it just keeps falling down and they haven't had their successful result at the end that they're looking for. What you can always praise is your child's effort. So noticing that, saying, I see that you've worked very hard on that block tower, and the way that you kept trying again and again shows so much perseverance. So when you praise, you can always take that time to notice the effort that your child has put in, instead of like, oh no, the picture's beautiful. Take that time. Your child, if your child doesn't think it's beautiful, take the time to point out to them the effort that they put into it instead. Or, again, with the block tower, help them to reframe that by praising them for the effort and for the perseverance that they put into that project. So those are a couple of ideas to focus on when you're offering praise that make it more specific, more personal, more actionable for your child. It helps them to really internalize, the praise, and it helps them to think more positively about their own abilities and about their own potential to improve. So noticing, anytime you praise your child, again, you can put in there that subjective praise of, I love it and it's so beautiful, or great job. But then if you just try to build the habit of offering one specific detail about either the content of what they've done or the effort that they've put into something, that will go a long way to making praise much more meaningful to your child and to fostering a growth mindset in them, where they're really focused on their strengths and their ability to build more strengths and new strengths, instead of on subjective praise of trying to please, whether it's you or a teacher or just receiving those accolades from other people.